Good evening, everyone. Let's begin by paying homage to the Buddha. Please join your palms together and recite Namo Tassa with me. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to him, the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened Samma Sambuddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So it's nice and warm outside, as I was telling David. It's time to go inside. When I say inside, it's going inwardly into your mind so that you develop the kind of wisdom that is required for you to understand your own self. And by understanding yourself, you stop worrying about many things outside, including the weather. So today, when Bhante asked about what I will discuss, I told him that I'll discuss about wounded heart and using loving kindness to heal. Bhante is on his way to India to attend this summit with other teachers. So he's at the airport now and probably watching this program. You can say hello to him because we don't see him. But let's wish him a safe flight to India and back. With that, the wounded heart is something very, very painful. The heart gets wounded by betrayal, cheating, unwanted pressure, some anxiety, fear, emotions, anger, a lot to do with cheating, mistrust, and those words that we experience. The moment you experience it, you start to feel a deep shock. And you go into a dark place in your mind, and outside the mind, outside your body, you also experience that darkness. You may close the door in your room and turn the blinds off and stay in a room just numb, not feeling hungry, not wanting to eat, wanting to feel hurt even more. You know that you have all the tools like breathing, taking a walk, and talking to someone. You do know this, and yet you choose to stay slightly attached to the experience of suffering. If you have done that, that is very common. Many people go through these episodes in life, and it's fortunate when they come out of the other end. They say if you haven't healed what cut you, you will bleed on people who, if you haven't healed what hurt you, you will bleed on people who didn't cut you. Did you get it? If you haven't healed what hurt you, You will bleed on people who didn't cut you. This is that woundedness that you bring to your family. You get easily irritated and you want somebody to hear you out, and yet you don't trust anyone at that moment. You want this one specific person to hear you, but you don't trust that person anymore because of the lies, because of the action not aligning with the words spoken. So, and yet your heart is demanding some kind of attention from that person too. And they don't get it. They might interpret you as a crazy person, as a person who has issues, as a person with some toxicity, something that only a therapist can help. But in reality, it is that person's lack of understanding and thinking that wounded your heart. However, a person who is experiencing that kind of pain in their hearts can use loving kindness to experience some kind of relief, liberation, freedom, whenever they choose to use those tools to overcome what they are feeling. Heart is like your hand. When your hand is too tight with a rubber band or something, you start to feel the pain. Your heart, your mind, when it is covered or tightly tied with something, it starts to bleed or it starts to give you some pain. It shows that it is like one of those other limbs of your body. It is invisible and yet it hurts. It hurts really badly when this happens. So, in the whole world, you start having a conversation with yourself, and in those conversations, you are telling yourself that no, I don't want to talk to anyone, I don't want to talk to a therapist, I don't want to talk to law firms or anyone. I will manage this by myself. Sometimes you are strong enough to do that, sometimes you feel very weak and unable to function normal in your day-to-day life. When you are in that place, one of the biggest tools you need for yourself is loving kindness. Showing that you care for you. If your loving kindness does not include you, your loving kindness is incomplete. If your compassion does not include you, your compassion is incomplete. So, to begin with, you can use a tool like loving kindness with breathing. Breath does not negotiate with the narrative. Breath stays independent. You stay focused with what is happening with your breath, and you may find some momentarily relief. And you start to discover that this breath is happening now, not in that past incident or in the past, not in the future, it's happening now. Along with that, some wisdom comes. Wisdom is that when you think of the past, you are thinking of it now. When you think of the future, you are thinking of the future now. So all we have is the now. Take that to your mind, just like your breath is the thinking or bringing a memory to your present experience is happening right here, right now. So all we have is this time, the now. Yes, there is a book called The Power of Now, knowing that we have millions of possibilities in this moment, right here, right now. So when I say millions of possibilities, you can choose peacefulness, calm, letting go, abandoning the image of what should be, and abandoning the need of emotional dependence with one or two, or whoever this person is, and abandoning the need to maintain a certain image, abandoning the need to express your shame, guilt, blaming mind, wanting things to be different from what they are, and abandoning the need to please someone with gifts and your valuable time and extra sacrifices, so you gain more attention from these people despite them having the power to wound your heart. So understanding and naming and labeling these tendencies, patterns in your heart, I think will give you a moment to breathe. Between each breath you find more and more space for you to hold that woundedness the way you feel. The way that you judge yourself perhaps is very stronger than the way other people judge you. Those in your circle of life, in your circle, in your family circle, friend circle, co-workers, among those people, you might think that they are judging you, and you don't want to reveal too much of your personal problems to them. You keep it to yourself. And yet you still have this feeling that they are looking at you as a person with weakness, person with reserved personality, person with an unhappy state of mind, mood, not smiling enough, not laughing, not making a joke. So that's the narrative that your mind tells you about them. And what is also important is to look at what your mind really wants to tell you. What your mind wants to tell you is that you are a strong person. Show that you are a strong person to yourself. And you can do so anytime. Instead of waiting for a week of grieving, week of feeling this pain, you try to work out. Take that walk, open your windows, see outside, admire something beautiful like a bird, and watch a movie if that is enough of a distraction, and talk to someone, but not talk about this if you don't feel like talking. Talk to someone anyway, and start, stay hydrated. Start with water and slowly go into eating. So that numbness that you feel in your body, numbness that you feel emotionally, the numbness, the closed challenging experience that you are having starts to loosen, soften a little bit. And if you like swimming, you can go for a swim. So in those activities that you do, you show that you care for you. There is loving kindness for you. There is that time that is given to you. It's always a great investment. It's never wasted. If you want to do some lifting, you can do that. So when you do small but important things like that, when you balance your hormones with physical activity, your mind starts to heal, your heart starts to heal. The heart and mind know how to heal. However, we want to believe that we have the power to heal. We do, but only when we allow the heart and mind to heal. You see that? If we think that we have a control, we have a controller in that space, we are asking for more trouble. In other words, you have an expectation, and this expectation conflicts with your reality. When there is a gap between expectations and reality, you are in the middle of some suffering. When that gap thins, that the expectations and reality is one thing, you are closer to the truth, and you start to accept the truth. The truth is that this person is this way, and you don't want any bit of that to change. When you accept that person to be that way, as is, without adding your story, without adding anything to them, you start to feel some relief. That wound begins to heal in your heart. And you start to see, this person too is a full human being, a grown-up person with abilities, capabilities and things that they like doing, but they chose to act this way with you, and you accept it. You say, it's okay. In that space, I believe there is loving kindness that you begin to feel toward this person. You take away that judgment, you take away the fault-finding mind, the person to change. I need this person to be different. I want him or her to promise that they won't do this again. They will definitely say it, but they won't act upon it. I've heard this quote, and for some reasons I love it. It says, men fall in love with what they see, and women fall in love with what they hear. So women put up makeup and men tell lies. Get it? Men fall in love with what they see, women fall in love with what they hear. So women put up makeup and men tell lies. Because they tell constant lies, sweet things, so that they know that person loves to hear it. But action-wise, they don't act that way. And soon you catch up to that reality. I mean, don't take these men or all the men to be that way. There are people with genuine qualities. This is something that someone experienced. When a person wants something, they work really hard for it. This story, I heard it in Sinhalese language, Sri Lanka. What's that bird who makes that sound? Owl, right? It's the owl, right? Is that bird? Anyway, the story is this. You will figure it out. When a man falls in love with a woman, he talks like a parrot all the time, talking constantly until he's sure that she's with him. And when they are married and settled down, she comes to him and talk, do you want some tea? There's no parrot anymore. He would do, Do you want to eat? His response would be, It's that owl making that sound. Because that wanting, that time that he needed her the most, he accomplished it. He's no more that person anymore. So the parrot becomes an owl. So that's also a time when someone really, really wants to get something, they would work hard on it. When they have accomplished it, they would not show that same interest. Sometimes, not all the time. So, if you are in a relationship, when you experience this kind of betrayal, mistrust, and actions not aligning with words, one thing that you can do is to buy out time. Not to murder the person or anything, you just buy out time so that you come to a place in mind where you feel more at ease and at peace. You are developing the best version of yourself, and with time you realize more about yourself. So you don't impulsively react to this person. You spend that first day with so much pain, but you don't want to show it because you are stronger than this pain. You have more qualities that you believe about yourself. Your mind will definitely go in different directions. Okay, this happened that day, that happened this day, this is what he said, this is what she said. So, now you see, this was said because of this. So you start to be hyper vigilant about all kinds of things that happen between the two of you. Eventually, when you make that one decision to buy out more time, the second day you start to feel that you can sleep well again, and that you can attend to the day's needs. If you have a meeting, take it as a blessing. You go to that meeting, you do what you have to do. You don't say, I'm sick today, I can't do it. Try to be there. That distraction is it's a blessing in disguise. And if you spend another day, on the third day, you see, oh, this is good, this happens. I hear this person lying and I know they are lying. You spend more time enjoying that lie until you say to yourself, you either accept the reality as is, or you decide to move on with your own life as a strong person, because they are the ones losing you because of the choices they made. Don't spend your money, don't spend your emotional energy trying to convince them otherwise, convince them that you matter or you are an important person and all that. Unspoken silence speaks volumes of what you want to say. So you let that person realize, not with your words, but with your actions, that you chose peace over conflict, peace over toxic conversations, peace over anything that drains your energy or their energy. So with more time taken, with more attention given to yourself, you have chosen to love and give self-care to you. You have chosen to really pay attention to what and who really matter in your life. That you have been ignoring, neglecting some duties as a daughter, as a son sometimes, so you end up connecting with your parents and checking with them to see if they are doing good. So this way you fill the gaps with more good work that you can do. And this way you start to feel that sense of belonging within your family. the family which is perhaps your adopted family or family that you really have a strong connection with. Like you may have a brother from another mother or sister from another mother. These experiences pull us or bring us closer to these other people who matter to us, who have been there in thicks and thins, in difficult times. As you experience woundedness, you will think of loving kindness as an action, not as a word. Let me tell what my father, who is an ordained Buddhist monk, did recently. I called him, and in our conversation he asked, "Did you feel my loving kindness?" I actually didn't know what he was saying. I said, "I do always feel your loving kindness." He said, "Yeah, he felt it too." I asked him, "Is there anything specific that you have been doing?" He said, "I have been doing this 120 times in the morning, 120 times in the evening." And I said, "What have you done?" He said, he would, after his morning chanting, he would say, "May Bhante Kusala be well," 108 times. And in the evening he would do that again. I said, "That's lovely." So I asked him, "How did you know that it worked?" He said, "Because you sent me money." A huge amount I sent for his expenses. I said, "Don't do this loving kindness, my pocket will be drained." I was just joking with him. I told him that intention is very good. I have sent you support even before, without you doing this. So we had a conversation about loving kindness, how loving kindness can progress into deeper levels, not phrases that you can recite 108 times. So in that progressive development of loving kindness, there is a discourse in the teachings in the Sanyutta collection, the connected discourses of the Buddha, and Bhikkhu Bodhi translated it as accompanied by loving kindness. It's also called Haliddavasana Sutta, also called Metta Sahagata Sutta. So that metta means loving kindness, sahagata means accompanied by loving kindness. So when you develop loving kindness, the way the Buddha instructed us to do it is to make it the object of your meditation and constantly revisit that intention of radiating loving kindness all the time, and stay friendly with everyone. Even when they show their toxic nature, stay in good terms with these people. Not letting these outside toxicity enter your heart. What it does is that it takes you to a place called Subha Vimokha. Subha means beautiful, Vimokha means liberation. So liberation in the beautiful. Which means it takes your heart to a place where you don't reject anyone. You don't feel repulsed by the experiences. Experiences of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, physical sensations and thinking. You always maintain a pleasant attitude toward everything. Very difficult to do. Like feces, for example, smells bad, and you start to take it as a experience that arose and vanished. And you hear someone calling your name, and that smelling experience ends there, and your experience of hearing begins. So cessation happened and arising started. So cessation, arising, you see that with your eyes closed, or you see that with the eye of wisdom. So with loving kindness you came that far as to develop a beautiful state of your mind. And what is next is compassion. Compassion, when cultivated, developed to the maximum level, that sutta says, takes you to a place called infinite space, a spaciousness that you experience beyond the body. Endless compassion. In other words, you stop being cruel to anyone, not even to yourself. You abandon cruelty, thoughts of ill will, like loving kindness did, wanting to harm anyone. You abandon that and you choose compassion. You say to yourself that this person suffers and I suffer, therefore we are friends. That's a quote by Sushuki Roshi, the Zen master. You suffer, I suffer, therefore we are friends. We are friends because of this suffering that we both share. When someone is showing their bad nature, you know that they are suffering. That suffering is enough punishment for them. You don't have to punish. Being them is enough punishment for them in their lives. So you don't have to plot a plan or anything. The rotten apple falls by itself. But if they are dealing with jealousy, let them. You take yourself out of that environment if you can, and you be safe. So when the heart is softened to compassion, you start to appreciate joy more in your life. If you don't have something and somebody else has it, you are happy for them. It's called mudita. If that person who betrayed you has someone who takes care of this person, you are like, I'm happy for you. Wonderful. Your heart is at peace and joy. You let them. You don't question it. With that kind of joy, even when that joy fades away from your heart, your mind is at a level that when you have developed it to the maximum level, it takes you to infinite consciousness, infinite connections of consciousness that you experience because of the joy that you cultivated. A state beyond the body. Therefore, they are called arupas. The nature of joy is to fade away. When joy fades away, what is left is equanimity. And you radiate equanimity in all directions. You are left with a beautiful experience there, that you see this side and that side, both sides, which means you see your own inner response, you see what is happening outside, and they are both in harmony. When they are both in harmony, you don't have a conflict, you are in equanimity. And you are like, I want the world to feel my equanimity. You radiate equanimity. So with equanimity, when it is practiced to the maximum level, it takes you to a place called nothingness. Your mind is emptied from disturbing waves, and you dive deeper and deeper and deeper. When you dive deeper, you worry less about these upsetting waves on the surface, because your mind is with equanimity. Your heart is aligned with your mind. Your intellect is aligned with your heart. You start to reason out very well, but these experiences take a little time. So it's best that you buy out that time and you start to reward yourself with things that matter to you, things that are worthwhile, things that show that you are a healthy human being, a person who has abandoned toxicity, abandoned unwanted trauma, conflict, yelling, screaming, showing that you are hurt, because you scream because you are hurt, you feel wounded in your heart. You spending all night bugging this other person and not letting them sleep because you feel hurt. You stop doing all of that. You shut that door and you don't look back. They say, shut the window, no matter how beautiful the view is. If it hurts, it hurts. You just gently close and gently close. The nature decides the rest for you. The nature knows how to heal. They say nature never rushes, but it's always perfect with all its beauty out there. So allow the nature to heal you, the body to heal you, the mind to find its own strength, and come back to the now, come back to the breath, come back to enjoying each moment in which you have those millions of possibilities where you can let go and find peace. Questions before we begin the meditation?
I was listening before on YouTube, and then you said that to drop the, I think it was the judgment mind.
What mind?
Like judgment?
Judgment mind, yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know, I guess just awareness of it once it rises.
Awareness of it is so important. Being aware, the moment you know, there is this power of it that weakens the force of this judgment. Because now you are aware. There is a seeing that's happening, and this seeing is seeing without your physical eye. You are seeing with wisdom. Therefore, you are being headed in the right direction, just being aware. It's called non-judgmental awareness by John Kabat-Zinn.
Yeah, I feel I've been doing that these past few weeks, and then I justify, right? The mind begins to justify, and then when I heard you, because then you're trading your peace, right, or joy, or for that.
Well, I should warn you though that people become aware of negativities also. That's wrong meditation. You see, there's right meditation and the wrong types of meditation. So, like right mindfulness, and that means there's wrong mindfulness. Samma sati means right mindfulness. So, when there is that negativity in your heart, accept it joyfully. You're like, oh hi, you're back. Lovely, I'm excited. Give that narrative to your pain, to that difficult feeling. You can't force it to be different. You accept it. You're like, I'm supposed to feel it this way. I allow myself fully for this feeling to be felt. You just accept it as part of you. Don't push it away. Accept it. It's a feeling. It's one of the aggregates. Like, consciousness is an aggregate. Perceptions are, and mental formations are, and then the body as an aggregate. So feelings, their nature is to arise when what is arisen has a lifespan. You allow them to live, and they will die when it's their time to die. You don't feed it. You see that? And we cannot decide when they should die. We are not killers. We should let it die on its own. Circumstances are difficult to change, but by changing yourself, you change the effect of that circumstance, and that you can do anytime. So you just allow the experience to be fully. The anxiety, if you have some medications given to you, take it. And if even then you feel that strong anxiety, if you feel it here in the heart, you bring your hand to your heart and you give a gentle massage. You lie down, breathe, drink a bit of water, stop caffeine intake, maybe do some physical workout and anything that helps you heal. If you want to take a drive, you do that. You just allow it to be there in all the doings that you do. That acceptance is the way to heal. If you feel fear, use some wisdom. Fear has these two acronyms: forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. I believe the second one. Your mind will tell you that you can't do it. Your mind will tell you that no, you are not good enough. Your mind will tell you all these stories because the mind has no information given with your experience. And yet, when you prove to your mind that you can do it and you have done it, now the mind believes a different story based on the experience. So never believe everything your mind tells you. Show that the experience will be different from what the mind interpreted, and it's always true. Right? All right, any other comments, questions, anything?
My entire life I've been called self-aware, and just one comment someone mentioned saying that I might have false sense of awareness, and I think you were just mentioning and I just forgot, but it's like yeah, I'm not going to remember, but how do you spot and identify false sense of awareness?
What is the last thing you said?
False sense of awareness.
How to know it?
How to spot it.
How to spot it, okay. I think all awareness is some kind of awareness, and when you are delving deeper into an awareness where you experience a rush of thoughts in your mind, which angers you, which gives you this numbness, you allow it to be. I think that allowing is the action, which sounds passive, but in that allowing, accepting, you are not controlling it, you are letting it be. So in that moment you had the other way to do it. The other direction it would be to like say, oh, this is bad, my childhood trauma is coming back, my abandonment come back, and that I wish I never grew up with those sisters in my life or those brothers in my life who made me feel horrible about myself. So that is a way to spot that you are being headed in that narrative again. That doesn't serve you any good. Bring back the inner child in you and give it a hug, warm, bare hug. The time before you were wounded, you were just full. You bring it back to your present, and you begin to accept the reality and allow things to be. And with acceptance, allowing things to be, you breathe and you do those activities like walking, lifting, and anything that helps. And eventually you see that whatever that was blocking your field of awareness is no more blocking you. If it gets so intense, you may seek help. I think you always have enough tools to deal with it yourself. Trust in that. The Buddha said, when you experience that negativity, think of the Buddha. Think of his teachings, think of the monks. So every time when they think of them, the way the Buddha conquered his mind, he did not believe what his mind told him, and he discovered the truth with self-effort. And think of that energy, that time, that perseverance, that effort he made to choose what is wholesome and let go of what is unwholesome, and recognize that and let go of what is unwholesome in you, and you emerge victorious in your present moment. I hope that helps. Anything else? Okay, time to meditate. Let's come to a comfortable sitting posture and to a resting state bodily. Gently close your eyes, bringing your back to an upright position with a gentle smile. You become aware of your breath. You begin to relax from head down to your toes, starting from the crown of your head and going downward. Your forehead relaxed, your eyebrows relaxed, your eyes resting, and your cheeks resting. Your chin goes slightly backward and your neck is positioned properly with your spine. You breathe in, bring your shoulders all the way up and drop your shoulders as you breathe out. Relax your arms, palms and fingers. Relax your chest, the belly, the diaphragm. Relax the sitting bones. Relax all the way down to your knees, shins, calves, ankles, the soles of your feet and the toes. You feel grounded like a deeply rooted tree, and you make a connection with this earth, with its massive, enormous energy field. Take a moment to review what is there in your mind. Lose the grip and then you slip into the masterpiece of awareness. Breathe in peace, breathe out, letting go. Breathe in loving kindness, breathe out anger, betrayal, abandonment. woundedness. Breathe in healing, breathe out mental sickness. Breathe in and breathe out. Adjust your posture mindfully anytime you are allowed to do so. So you are not fighting with your body. You bring loving kindness to your heart as you experience breathing in and breathing out. Taking nice and long breaths in and out. Loving kindness is felt in your heart as warmth, just like when you are holding a little child. You make sure the child is safe, not crying. Hold yourself in a space like that and allow that feeling to expand within your body and mind. Shielding your body completely with loving kindness. Anything that hurts, anything that gives you aches and pains, you see them arising and vanishing. No more craving to change the truth. No conflict with the truth. Give enough credit to yourself for choosing to sit together this evening, choosing to practice loving kindness. You are amazing. You chose what is wholesome, what heals, what takes you in the direction toward liberation. Feel loving kindness from the center of your heart, healing your body and mind, closing any woundedness, any bleeding places, giving it enough rest in a soft cushion of loving kindness, held in a soft posture of loving kindness, soft container of loving kindness, so valuable container of loving kindness. You let things be and let go and take the controller away. This might feel like self-love. Bring to heart someone who is a good friend of yours. Visualize them smiling and happy. There is no right order, right way or wrong way of doing it. Many friends may pop up in your mind. You can bring to mind Bhante Saranapala. Bhante is smiling and happy. And see how your inner climate change based on that object you chose. When you see them smiling and happy in your mind, you wish them healing, safety, wish them kindness. May good things happen to them. And you choose another spiritual friend, visualizing them smiling and happy. Wishing them healing, loving kindness. May good things happen to this other person. Now choose a third spiritual friend. Smiling, happy. May they be well. And a fourth spiritual friend, smiling and happy. May you be well. If sloth and torpor or any hindrance, any obstacle arises, let them arise. You become aware the need to fall asleep, needs of that type. You also recognize, there is joy, relief. So you make room for these conditions. Now invite family members who are alive into the space of your loving kindness, wishing them good things to happen to them, visualizing them smiling and happy in your mind no matter what they are going through at the moment. When you are done with about 4 family members, you see them smiling and happy, each one after the other. You move to neutral people those that don't know about you very much. The taxi driver, mail delivery person, the snow plower, anyone whose job was to help you get by the day. So you bring loving kindness to them, bringing them to your heart, an image that you may remember about them. Or someone who assisted you over the phone for something. I wish you well. One neutral person to the second person, smiling and happy. You can pick one from this room. Third person, fourth person, smiling and happy. Now choose a difficult individual who has done wrong to you. Visualize them smiling and happy. Choose as many difficult individuals as you have, wishing them happiness and healing. May you be well. May no more suffering follow you. May you be free from trouble. If it becomes difficult, come back to neutral individuals and visualize them again. And when you are ready, you go back to difficult, challenging individuals. If you don't have any difficult individuals in life right now, you have no barriers to break down. You radiate your smiling and happy mind in all directions with whoever enters your mind at the moment. As many as you can, as many times as you can. Wait until somebody pops up in your mind from any direction. Radiate your Loving kindness in all directions, above, below, and across. In about 5 minutes, we'll end this session. You are on your own. Stay with whatever arises with no judgment, with care, with deepening in loving kindness, beautifying your mind, leaving the body behind, entering your mind and entering the light, entering infinity of space, if you can. May all beings in all directions be well and happy. Allow the feeling to enter your heart and let go of all phrases and stay with the feeling, stay with spaciousness, stay with what is, not what should be. If you feel like sleeping or any of that, you just follow that need. And then when you feel rested enough, you come back to your loving kindness all day. Making it the object, the precious jewel, your vehicle, and making more of loving kindness in your life, in your heart, with thoughts, experiences, and whatever that you experience in the world. Be ready to emerge from meditation, gently coming out as you hear the bell 3 times. Now let us join our palms together and say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, 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 which means we rejoice in our good karma. We are happy for this. Let us share merits together. May suffering ones be suffering free and the fear struck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief and may all beings find relief. May all beings share this merit that we have thus acquired for the acquisition of all kinds of happiness. May beings inhabiting space and earth, devas and nagas of mighty power, share this merit of ours. May they long protect you, protect the teachings. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, that's the end of today's meditation. Thank you for coming, and be safe on your way home. If you have questions, feel free to